It can't be one person. There's no one person who can marshal that amount of support. It needs to be a group of people. And those people, for them to identify with the youth, they need to be youthful first. Because it's not easy, by the way, as an older generation to resonate with the youth. Because when you talk to the youth, they feel like you are talking down at them. It needs somebody who is youthful. First, who understands the youthful language, who is youthful, who understands what the youth are looking for, who understands the youthful promise, and who will be there to enjoy that youthful promise. In Senegal, the people were able to coalesce around Osman Sonko and Diamoy Faye. In Kenya, we need to build up something youthful. I always talk to some of my friends, and I'll mention them on this show so that they keep knowing that I'm calling on them to wake up from where they are, from their sleep, and come over. Edwin Sifuna, you cannot speak for ODM today and support broad-based government and oppose it the next day. So you have two shoes. You are the SecGen, but still there is something burning in you that something needs to change in this country. Now, go with what is burning in you. Being SecGen ODM is convenience. It's just the power that you have now. What about the power that you could have? These people that are stuck with the old political parties, like Caleb Amisi, what are you doing in ODM? Already, your ideas and your thinking is pointing that there is something inside you that is burning, that something needs to change in this country. So why are you not taking initiative? Why are you afraid that, if you leave ODM, you're going to lose your seat? What's that fear? We need to move fearlessly into the future. What is this fear that Ndindi Nyoro has? That, you can give all this good advice in theory. But now coming to make it practical, it becomes a very difficult thing, because you feel like if you leave government, the government will come after you. If you do this, you've already built trust with the people. You may not be a perfect human being, but you've already built trust. Why is it so difficult for us to coalesce? And
why? Why is it so difficult? It's
because even when you're dating, you can't be able to move on into a new relationship or marriage before leaving baggage of the old relationship. If you're still stuck with your ex, you cannot move into your new relationship and be fruitful. Kama bado akili yako ni ya uko kwa ex wako, uwezi ingia kwa hii relationship na ukue truthful and honest to your partner. Kwa hivyo tuachane na ex. If we are gonna move, let's block ex's number. Let us move. If ex knows our house, let us move to a new neighborhood. Let us change our mobile number, which ex cannot reach us anymore. And let's move into the new relationship. You've already understood that this person is toxic. You've already understood that this person, you have no future with them. By their own reasoning, they also don't have a future with you. So why are you still stuck there? So people are stuck between eating the fruits of playing the current political game versus losing their positions and embracing a new future that is real. So it will take sacrifices. There are people who lose their positions but gain them someday in the future. Are those people willing to make those sacrifices? I don't know. I'm willing to make those sacrifices, but it may not be the same for others. Probably the allure of being a member of parliament is too sweet, and you are thinking, mi natoka Mount Kenya. Nikianza kuchallenge hawa watu, I'll not get the DCP ticket. And if I don't get the DCP ticket, I'll not be the next thing I want to be, senator or governor. Let me play politics the way it has always been played, because it has been played like that, and it has been proven to succeed. Even if it has been played like that, that is the source of the problem. We need to leave and build something new.
So there's no connection, and let's go through this, because we have this kind of conversation here, that if this person X, while they worked in a public role or even as a contractor, and that there was X amount of money that under their watch not disappeared, was taken, was stolen. If you cannot connect between that activity and why you in this particular community don't have this, that's where the problem is.
That is where the problem is.
How do we unteach these things?
We have to unteach and teach. You know, what people have already learned, you can't remove it from their system and replace it with nothing. Now, we need to have politicians who begin their career as teachers. We need to start our politics from teaching. And that is what the Vampire Diaries was all about. Teaching is all about teaching you to connect the bad road right outside your home to corruption and to poor governance and to your decision in the ballot. And we need enough voices like Morara Kebaso, because this can't be one man's job. It is a very heavy burden. These people are 55 million. Children are also being lined up to be bribed. I have seen several videos in villages. Even one video which I posted was right outside our home.
What do you mean
Kisii.
lined up to be bribed?
Yeah, they say yeye ndio kura ya kesho. Musifukuze watoto, line ya wamama hapa, line ya wazee hapa, na ya watoto hapa. If mama na wazee are going to be given 500, watoto 200. So they are already teaching this to children. So we have to unteach and reteach. And we need people at national level teaching it, at county level teaching it, at constituency level teaching it, at ward level teaching it, and at village level teaching people how we've been messing up our country ourselves. That before we even blame politicians, before we even say, oh, Ruto did this, Ruto did that, he did not start having allegations of corruption in 2022. He had them. The question is why you lined up to vote for him in spite of that. Well, first we need to acknowledge that there is very huge cyber warfare in Kenya, where state operatives target any critics of the government through sponsored hate on social media. And before we become activists or people trying to effect political change, we are people who come from families, we are businesses, we have reputations to protect and children to protect and our own safety. And when the state overwhelms you with social media hate through being targeted by these bloggers, probably you need to take a step back because you can't outcompete them.
Okay.
They are using state resources to have thousands of youth hired as bloggers who register several accounts, and therefore if a lie is told on social media, or if they defame you, or if they go after your reputation, it can be overwhelming, even to you and even to your family. And at some moment you have to take a breather, take a step back, look at the bigger picture, understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, how achievable it is in the short term and in the long term. And that is what I needed, a much needed break to also look at myself as a person. Before I look at the country, what do I want to do for myself before I think about what I want to do for Kenya. And I've taken a break and I've thought through it, and I've realized, well, I can be extremely successful as an individual, which I am and continue to be successful in business and in many other things that I do. But it's not enough. It's not enough to be individually successful.
Right.
We cannot start our politics as politicians. We cannot start our politics as politicians. We need to begin our politics as teachers.
It's December, so we go to different countries. Today we are in Somalia. And in Mogadishu, there is a saying that says, don't set out on a journey using someone else's donkey.
Yes. Don't set out on a journey with somebody else's donkey. You need to have your own donkey, because probably the owner of the donkey might ask for his donkey back when you're just starting the journey. Or the owner of the donkey may say the donkey is too tired. Or the owner of the donkey may have his own journey which is not aligned to your journey. And I want this message to go to all the young people in the Republic of Kenya. You cannot change the system from those or from the systems that created that failure. For example, we have political parties in the Republic of Kenya. Those political parties are aligned along to tribes. There are political parties for different tribes and different regions. So if you want to solve tribalism, you cannot solve tribalism by still getting into those political parties that are along tribal lines. Neither can you get into those political parties and solve corruption, for instance, because those political parties have enabled corruption for a long time.
Yeah.
So you are not going to get in there and change a system that is established and financed by corruption. We may need our own vehicle through which we can bring the change that we want. And the same message should also go to Dr. Fred Matiang'i, that you cannot change anything by going to Jubilee. Jubilee is part of the problem that we are dealing with. It's part of the odious debt. It's part of the corruption that started all the way from 2013. So if you take us back to the old vehicle that led us the wrong way, hata ipakwe rangi haiwezi kubadilika. Just like taking us to Kanu and expecting us to trust it.
Okay, well, that's interesting, because then we've looked at interpretation of a proverb that can then be applied to daily life and what we're seeing in the country at the moment.
Ati black chocolate ni fine melanin bana kutoka nikapate kanapenda kenye mi wanapenda so kanapenda toto chupa na haga nono
madam na kudai umedunga mini na unapenda mangwai una dance fit unawacha nikismile ama niko high jua lies nice